Do you think Rahm Emanuel buys into right-wing politics? Joining us right now is Horace Cooper, Project 21 chairman, and Alex Marlow, Breitbart's editor-in-chief and host of the Alex Marlow Show. Alex, where are the Democrats at? Should they go with their stars or should they go with their moderates?
Yeah, Brian, you know it's really bad over there when Dick Durbin's retiring and he's only 80 years old. That's like the athletic peak for a Democrat senator. So you know it must be really bad if he's getting out of the game now. I tried to do some journalism for you before I got on the show, and I tried to hunt down some of my favorite Democrat consultants. People really know what's going on in that party. And as of now, it feels like they're sitting it out. I don't think they've made a choice if they're going to go and do the Civil War thing. But, you know, for me as a conservative journalist and commentator, I would love to see the Civil War because it'll sort of be like an inverse Alien versus Predator. Remember that movie, the slogan, whoever wins, we lose? Well, whoever wins for them, we win. So I want to see it, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
So, Horace, you know what I thought was so telling is that Governor Newsom said, we haven't had any meetings. Nobody sat around and even had a brainstorming session on what went wrong in 2024. What should we work on? What should we not work on? Why hasn't anyone even called him to say, hey, I'm in the biggest state. I'm term limited out. Maybe I could give you an idea of what I think went wrong. Why do you think there hasn't been a so-called autopsy for this party?
The progressives are leaderless. They are rudderless. And I have to say, Alex, Alien versus Predator is one of my favorite movies. And I just can't tell who's the alien and who's the predator when it comes to this progressive war. Eating your own is not the answer for a comeback. Right now, people should be lining up for figuring out what kind of platform they're going to lay out that is mainstream, that the American people can embrace and welcome. But instead, it's which one can undercut or kneecap the other. Oh, and by the way, it looks like the progressives have all of the energy and most of the money. This doesn't look like it's going to come out well for them.
And Alex, it's a lot to talk about. I mean, there's the war against the Ivy League schools. There's the trade, all the trade deals that are in the offering. There's the big, beautiful bill that could be a couple of months away. The Democrats do have issues they could dig in on. Why don't you think they are?
Yeah, because I think they're trapped. If you look at the polls and what Trump's running on, he's got them backed in a corner where they're defending every illegal alien, that they should get due process and get treated better than American citizens, even if they're connected to gangs. Now we all of a sudden have to scrounge together $2 extra billion for Harvard. I don't get how Trump trips them up this way every time, but he still does. So I think that's part of why their civil war hasn't really started. I don't think, to Horace's point, I don't really think they know what issues they would actually run on to forge any sort of a new platform.
Yeah, I guess what happens this year will decide what the Republicans can do for next year, and we'll see what happens in the off-year election, guys, see if they can get their act together. But I think the more you see of Crockett and AOC, the better Republicans should feel because they're not national candidates. Thanks so much, Horace. Thanks, Alex.